Alright, so welcome to Network Nuggets. My name is Kuldeep and I am CCIE and CCIE wireless trainer. From last 5 to 6 years on this YouTube channel Network Nuggets, I have been uploading this CCNA, CCNP and later on DCN, firewall, all these full courses and then some mini playlist I have been uploading. Today we are going to start the CCNA 200301 in English. Right, the full course I'll be uploading on this channel, starting with this introductory, the pilot video today, right? And what we are going to discuss today in this one is this blueprint that Cisco have given. I will just walk you through it. We'll break down all the concepts that we are going to cover in this upcoming full course of CCNA version 1.1, right? So Cisco is expecting us while we are taking this exam from, let's say, certification point of view, or when you are going for some entry level network support job, right? So we must be good, like very good with the network fundamentals. And when it comes to network fundamental, which includes 20% of your exam curriculum, so that's where you talk about your network reference models, right? So we have the network design models, and then we have the network models to understand that were actually used to deploy and the development of earlier phases of the networks. So we have this TCP/IP model. Before that we have OSI model, then TCP/IP is the actual implementation of that, and then the network design models are your spine and leaf. As we have different kind of networks, let's say data center network, wide area networks, so as per that, for example, this spine and leaf is used in data center network design, right? Similarly, if you are designing this campus and let's say this network for let's say this enterprise, then we use this 2-3 tier, right? 2 tier, small to mid scale, or this 3 tier for the enterprise scale networks, right? So these are different models we need to understand, and then we need to be very good about the IP concepts, where we have IP v4 and IP v6, and also we should be good with this subnetting part as well. So this is like majorly the part, and also I believe we have this cabling, the structured cabling, all the NICs, the layer 2 cards and all that, layer 1, layer 2 functionality. So that is like, okay. Also there we have this network devices. So we have different devices at different layers for different kind of networks. Let's say we have layer 1 devices like hubs, NICs. We have different layer 2 devices like your switches are there, and you have layer 3 devices like firewall, layer 3 switches, right? In them as well, let's say if I talk about the router, there are different kind of routers. If I talk about the switches, there are different kind of switches. Let's say data center make use of different switches, your enterprises make use of different switches. So we'll talk about all of that, so that is included here. So that is the wired world. If I talk about the wireless, then we have the controllers, we have the access points. If I talk about the security world, then we have the firewalls, IPS, intrusion prevention system, intrusion detection systems, next generation firewalls and all that. So endpoints are the network users, server are the ones where we actually deploy our services application for the users to access. PoE is one mechanism of providing the power to the, let's say you are connecting the AP with the switches, and how the APs are going to get the power, either the adapters or, so we'll talk about what PoE is in detail. And these are all the, we'll start from Soho networks actually before going to the enterprise, 2 tier, 3 tier, and then the data center, spine and leaf, and then also WAN have different technologies today in WAN. And my main focus again, if I talk about here, is going to be this SDN part, okay? In Hindi, I think I have talked a lot about SDN, but today I have this experience of CCIE level training providing from last 2-3 years, which I wasn't having when I created that CCNA Hindi playlist. So I believe everybody can get the add-on from this. So SDN, I'll be talking about what? The SD-WAN, where I'll be talking. So as I was saying, my main motive of this playlist is also going to be the second reason. One, to cover everything, and then to cover this add-on which I have gained the experience on from last quite some years, right? So SDN is one of that, where I'll talk about the vManage and other controllers, and here I'll be talk about the Cisco Catalyst Center, or formerly known as the DNAC. This is one reason, right? I am creating this playlist to share this knowledge on SDN, also on the products like Cisco Cloud Management tools like Meraki. Also, we'll be talking about some AI and ML automation stuff. So that's something that Cisco has added from, I believe, last 1 or 2 years in their version 1.1, right? So yes, that is going to be the USP of this course again, except this. So yes, we'll talk about the different WAN architectures, WAN network design architecture. So we'll start from here. And then I told you, like, yeah, most of this part, what this one is going to contain, this network fundamental part. And this is not just for wired, as I was talking about. This is for both your wired and wireless, right? Wireless will be coming here, and also wireless will be coming here in the security. Wired will be covering both layer 2 and layer 3 security, and also your wireless security, because security is one big concern when it comes to the wireless network. So we'll talk at length about that. Then switching is where you talk about your terms like VLANs, your inter VLAN, your VTP, your ether channel, STP, where we have the traditional STP 802.1d, rapid spanning tree.w, and multiple spanning tree.1s. I'm not sure like what Cisco has given us in the curriculum, but I'll be covering a lot about this one. So that comes under your network access, different kind of ports, inter VLAN, native VLAN, allowed VLAN on the trunk ports, all those concepts. So yes, CDP and LLDP as well. Yeah, that is another thing. CDP, LLDP, these are all the network device discovery protocols working at layer 2, Cisco proprietary and open source. Ether channel will be talking about both layer 2, layer 3, PAGP, LACP, static. So it's static, it's dynamic, and when it's dynamic, we'll be talking about both PAGP and LACP, right? And also we'll be talking about let's say layer 2 and layer 3 ether channel. So this is layer 2, right? Then we'll see all these different terminologies of STP around that, the root bridge and all the security enhancement and all the, you know, speed enhancement done over the year for traditional STP and the other flavors of it. And there are different things for network access, network device access, device administration, that we have TACAX, AAA, and all that we'll be covering as well. And I'll try to cover it as much as detail, not just the theory part of it, but the lab as well. I'll not be just describing whatever is written, describe here. It means you don't need to configure that as per Cisco, but we'll see like all the labs regarding every piece of content written here. Then when it comes to IP connectivity, it means this is about layer 3 and the routing part. So before coming to actual routing, we'll set the fundamentals straight. We'll see what LPM rules. So some rules which makes your routing table. Actually, we need to understand the routing table. For the routing table lookup, we need to check the forwarding table for the actual frame rewriting for the router, let's say receiving a packet on the inbound interface, making some routing table based layer 3 decisions, and then checking the layer 2 table for the actual switching from the incoming interface to the outgoing interface. For that, the frame rewrite to happen, and that entire part will be discussing under this fundamental first, LPM, the role of metric, the role of administrative distance, and then we'll be actually coming to the static routing. We'll talk about the default routing and then the dynamic routing. In dynamic routing, we have only IGP, that is ISP, OSPF, but we'll also discuss EIGRP full-fledged. We'll also discuss BGP quarter detail. So that's another thing. Also in routing, what they are, so this all I mentioned. Maybe we'll include VRF and all that concepts as well. These different static route options we'll be discovering, OSPF. So FHRP they have included here. So yes, that's one more thing. Let me write it separately. First hop redundancy protocol. So now it's not under IP services, it's under the routing IP connectivity. So that in total make your 20, 60, 65% of the content is there from your routing and switching part. including a bit of wireless. So earlier, as I believe everybody know, that this Cisco CCNA was where is that, entry level certification for like separate, it was there, CCNA routing and switching, it was there, right? Then CCNA wireless was there. So it was earlier game, but now what we have is just one common entry level certification for all of it. So today even you don't need to get a CCNA certificate for going for the CCNP and CCIE, but it's a high value certification for every kind of L1 job, not just for networking level. Let's say in general you're getting started with IT. So CCNA, if you want to go to the cyber security, cloud, anywhere you just go, CCNA is a must to have certificate, right? At least the knowledge part of it. So never skip this part, and pay even 1 month extra if you want to. So people say generally 2 to 3 months it takes to get your CCNA knowledge at a good level, but I will say make it 4 or 5 months, because that way when you are coming here to here, then this journey will be very smooth, believe me. So yeah, never skip your fundamentals. But again, as I was saying, this makes this 60 to 65% of your content. And then we go to security. Security, we have layer 2 security, where we talk about your DHCP security, your port security, switch port security. Then you have the ARP security, DAI, and all that layer 2 security. Then we have the layer 3 security, where we talk about the ACL. We also talk about the firewalls, the next generation firewalls, and some related concepts like intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system. And wireless we'll be talking about, I think we just have PSK based, but we'll also see the .1x and AAA based security as well. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about different troubleshooting and all that as well in the wireless. Wireless is, again, if I write here, one of the USP is going to be the wireless discussion. All right. What else? As per Cisco, if I talk about in the security, starting with the basics, fundamentals, key terminologies, understanding what security is, why we need, what we can do, and all that. Then the device security, end user security, network device security. So we have different kind of mechanism in place at different level for different kind of networks, for different users, devices, and all that. Little bit is there about the VPNs as well, but we'll try to understand it as and detail as possible. So again, if I talk about one more USP here about this course, is going to be the security labs, where I'll also be talking about things like VPN configurations, right? So yeah, and layer 2, wired, wireless. Then we have this IP services part. So in the IP services, we'll discuss starting with DHCP, normal DHCP, also the relay based, right? Where your network device are in a, let's say your end user are in a different subnet and your DHCP server is in a different subnet, right? So we'll talk about the relay concept as well. We have this NTP, we have syslog, and like that, I think we have DNS and all that as well. We have quality of service. Yes, quality of service, I'll show you the lab as well. So if I write this, so one more thing I'll be showing you is the quality of service labs here. All right, security fundamental. And then finally, when it comes to automation and programmability, we are going to cover the APIs. Before that, as I told you, SDN, right? In SDN, we'll talk about SD-WAN, SDA, and little bit about ACI as well, right? We'll talk about the APIs, where we have the northbound interface and the southbound interface. We have some tools, offline and online, cloud based and the on premises based. We'll talk about Ansible is now there, Terraform is there, cloud based management tool, network management. Earlier there were, let's say, this Puppet and Chef as well. I believe I have taught that in Hindi playlist, but now they have removed it, right? So let's see how much I'll be going to talk about which one. But yeah, this is going to be definitely there, one of the major part, that how to manage your network. Let's say people are not using the SDN solution, they are not using the Catalyst Center, the vManage, right, the ACI. So how from small to mid scale network, how they are going to manage things, right? And not just the network, the different other parts of the network, right? Not just the devices, right? So yeah, these tools, they make sense at that place. Let's see if there is anything. Yeah, there are some serialization languages. We'll be also trying to make sense of the scripting language. Let's say in the exam they give you the syntax and they ask you, okay, out of this identify which syntax, let's say, is of JSON, and how to identify this script is written in which language. So to understand all those kind of questions in the exams, we'll be talking about this part as well. And I think that's it, I believe, when it comes to talking about the content we are going to cover in upcoming 2, 3 or 6 months, whatever it is going to take us for to cover this course, right? So I believe that's it for today's video, this initial starting pilot video, where I explained what is going to be the curriculum, what is going to be the USP of this course. And every Sunday, I believe, we'll be uploading a few videos. That's going to be, at least on Sunday, we'll be doing that. And if I get time in between, I'll be trying to do that, because I'm going to enjoy this course as much as you do, and I hope this will be a value addition even for people who have done the CCNA earlier. Alright, then on that note, I believe that's it for this video. And if you have any suggestion, any feedback that you want to give initially, so that, let's say, if I'm missing something, I can add something which is going to be a value addition, which is going to make this learning journey for you and the teaching journey for me, let's say, more useful and more relevant, which can help us in getting the certification or the interviews clear in a better way. So please let me know. I'll be waiting for that, and I'll highly appreciate that. So thank you so much once again for being with me and starting this journey with me. Meanwhile, keep learning, keep shares. See you in the next one. Bye bye.